Cool. Well, let's get rolling here, guys. I'm gonna load up this deck and we're gonna have some fun today. So I'm gonna fire this up. Welcome. I appreciate all of you guys joining us today. My name is Kyle Whissel. I'm one of the founders of the Fast Forward movement alongside Ms. Mary Maloney and Daniel Beer out of San Diego. The goal of today is to really just give you an explanation of what eXp is all about, and more specifically, the Fast Forward movement at eXp. So if you are already with us, appreciate you being here. If you're an invited guest, do everything I can to explain this thing to you so you can walk away from here knowing exactly what it's all about, and you can have make an informed decision if this is going to be a fit for you or not. First question that we get asked a lot is, what is fast forward, and what's the difference between fast forward and eXp? So I want to just start there. 2018, Mary, Dan, and myself got together and all decided that the current models that we were running were good but not great, and kind of looked around at different models that were out there and came across eXp. Like many that have joined the company, we did not join when we first saw the model. I think I had first seen it in like 2013. Company's been around since 2010. So I saw it the first time, kind of blew it off. Mary said the same, Dan said the same. But we saw some big power players, which we'll talk a little bit more about as we dive in here, in a Chuck Fazio, a Curtis Johnson, a Jay Kinder, a Michael Reese, and Al Stasic. Some of these just complete badasses make this move. And we realized, like, these are very smart people. Like, these people are all making this move. There's got to be something to it. There's got to be a reason why all these smart people are making this move. And so we dove into the model, and we saw that there was an opportunity to accomplish the goals that we had set for ourselves much faster than the path that we were on at that point in time. And we came up with the name Fast Forward because if you're on this, you're somebody who's open-minded about your business, and you're somebody who has goals, and you are going to hit your goals. I have no doubt that every single person who's on here today is going to hit your goals. It's just a matter of when you're going to hit them. Well, what we found is this model was going to allow us to hit those goals significantly faster than the path we're on, effectively fast forwarding our ability to accomplish the goals that we've set for ourselves. So that's where the name Fast Forward comes from. And so we'll dive in a little bit to how this model is going to do that for you. First thing I'm going to do is play a little quote. This is from Malcolm Glazers, one of the owners of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who happened to win the Super Bowl last year. And this really sets the stage, no pun intended that he's on a stage, for what we're all about within our group.
You know, my father had an expression: if you want to know the road ahead, ask the person who's been there. We found that person. 10 Super Bowl appearances, 7 victories, Tom Brady.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
And so what he said, just to recap, is if you want to know the road ahead, ask somebody who's been there before. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the year prior, were a very, very mediocre team. They were just kind of getting by. They were hovering around a 500 record. And by plugging into somebody like a Tom Brady, within 1 year, they were able to go from being a very average team to being the #1 team in the world by plugging into somebody who'd been there before. And that's what our group is all about, is we want you to plug into us. We want to be your Tom Brady. We want to get you to where you want to go and get you there a whole lot faster than the path that you're currently on. And so first thing I want to do is talk a little bit about a comparison between your current brokerage and ours. And I want to dispel the myth about eXp being a multi-level marketing company. What I will argue with you is that every company is a multi-level marketing company. I'm sitting here drinking a Starbucks right now. Well, when I order that Starbucks, there are multiple levels of people who are getting paid every time I order a Starbucks. There is the cashier who rings me up. There is the barista who makes my coffee. There is the person who made the cup. There's the person who made the lid. There is the owner of that franchise. There is the corporate office. There is the landlord for the building. Multiple levels of people are getting paid every single time I order that cup of coffee. Starbucks is a multi-level marketing company then, right? In reality, every company is a multi-level marketing company. And so let's talk about your current brokerage and the multiple levels that exist in your current brokerage, and we'll compare it to ours. Within your brokerage, you're going to have some combination thereof. We can mix and match these names based on the brokerage. They're all going to be a little bit different depending on the brokerage that you're at, but they're effectively all going to be the same thing. You're going to have a team leader, an operating principal. You're going to have franchise investors, regional directors, regional investors, international, corporate, blah, 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 right? Every brokerage has this. Every time you close a deal in your current brokerage, multiple levels of people are going to get paid. I don't think any of us can argue with that. What we can argue with is, are these the people that you want to go to when you have a difficult decision to make in your business? Are these the people that you want to lean on when you need to figure out how to overcome a very difficult objection? Are these the people that you want to trust to help you make an investment into a new lead source and you're debating, should I or should I not $10,000 a month into this new lead source? Are these the people that you want to go to? Heck, do you even know any of these people? Have you ever even met one of these people? And if you've met them, do they have any relevant real estate experience? Have they actually sold a home in the last 5 or 10 years? And if they have, how many homes have they sold? Do they really have a clue what's going on in the market? Because I've done this for 15 years and I know the market today is substantially different than it was a year ago and is substantially different than it was 10 years ago. So every time you close a deal, some combination of these people is getting paid, but are these the people you want to go to with those difficult situations you face? Or let's look at the alternative by aligning with our group. What if you had a Mary Maloney you could lean on? Mary has sold thousands of homes here in San Diego, former military member herself. She's a veteran, amazing girl, branding wizard. She's phenomenal. What if you had somebody like that you could lean on to learn from? I did $267 million with my team last year. We're on track to do over $400 million. Number one video influencer in North America. What if you could lean on me for questions? What if you had a Daniel Beer? Daniel did over 300 million last year, is on track to do over $500 million this year. Amazing when it comes to systems and operations, runs a killer ISA department. What if you could have somebody like that to lean on when you had a question? Your Curtis Johnson sold over 5,000 homes in Arizona, trained under Craig Proctor. This guy's a marketing ninja, comes up with all kinds of amazing marketing plans and tactics and strategies to go out there and generate more listings and more buyers for you. You got Chuck Fazio. Chuck ran a 900-person independent brokerage in Arizona, did over $2 billion in production in a single year before making the move over to eXp. And then you got Michael Reese and Jay Kinder. These two guys ran one of the top performing Coldwell Banker teams in all of America and all of the world. In fact, top 5 in the world. Joined forces and started a killer coaching company called NAEA, National Association of Expert Advisors. And they were selling coachings for tens of thousands of dollars a year and got to a point and said, you know what, let's quit selling coaching. Selling all the time to people sucks. So let's just give away our entire coaching platform. Let's just teach people everything that we've learned over the years that made us a top 5 team in the world with Coldwell Banker. Let's just give it away. And so all of these people are now your new 7. These 7 people, every single time that you close a transaction, are they going to get paid? Yeah. Same thing on the left side of the screen. Those people are going to get paid every time you close a transaction too. But what I want you to ask yourself is, who do I want getting paid? Because whoever I'm paying, I don't know about you, but I want to get value out of the people that I'm paying. I want to know who's getting paid every time I close a deal, and I want to get value out of those people. So where are you going to get more value? Who do you want to be the team you're going to when you have a difficult decision to make? When you're thinking about making a big investment, when you're getting stumped by an objection, when you're faced with a difficult situation, or who should I hire next, or how much should I pay them, or what should they do? Who do you want to go to? So think about what you've got now and what that opportunity looks like. What if you could go to Mary when you've got a branding question? You could come to me with a video question. You could go to Dan with an ISA question, or you could go to Curtis with a marketing question, or you could go to Chuck Fazio with a building question, or you could go to Michael Reese and Jay Kinder with the coaching question. What if you could have all of those people in your toolbox that you could pull out and utilize whenever you need them? So think about which one of those 2 you'd prefer to have. And then on top of that, you got over 50 more names in the group that are of this caliber. And I probably got to update this slide because I think we just surpassed 75 teams in our group doing $50 million plus in production. We've got 75 people within our group inside of eXp doing that kind of production, all constantly sharing with each other. We just had this mastermind on Monday, and we'll talk more about this, but it was one of the most insane masterminds I've been a part of. We were talking about how we all launch listings to the MLS, and we had Becky Garcia in Arizona, who's a 400 plus deal a year agent, sharing her exact checklist. You got Joe Oz, who's running a top performing team in New Jersey while living in California, sharing his exact checklist. Kenny Fast, #1 team in the entire company, on track to do over $500 million in production this year, sharing his checklist. Like, the level of sharing in this group is second to none. And so I'm going to play this video again one more time because I really want this to stick in your head.
You know, my father had an expression: if you want to know the road ahead, ask the person who's been there. We found that person. 10 Super Bowl appearances, 7 victories, Tom Brady.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
If you want to know the road ahead, ask somebody who's been there before. We want you to ask us these questions. We want to be your Tom Brady.
You know,
So you're probably asking yourself, well, like, those people are all really busy. How are they going to have time for me? I'm never going to be able to get a hold of them. That's not the way this works. We've got tons of events set up on a recurring basis to provide you access so that you can get those questions answered when you have them. So we can work through those difficult decisions you've got to make. So we can help you determine who that next hire should be. Every single Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, which I will invite you to our upcoming one. Daniel Beer and I run a Monday morning mastermind. We do this every single Monday. It's an hour long. Daniel and I are on track to do close to $1 billion in production this year, $20 million plus in GCI. You have access to us every single Monday. This is your opportunity to bring your questions. Just like I mentioned on this past Monday, and I'll even send you the link to this one if you want. Just shoot me a DM on Instagram afterwards. It's at Kyle Whissel. I keep it simple. Don't try to complicate it. I would love to share the one from this Monday with you. It was a brand new agent who joined our group who's just trying to determine, like, hey, how do I got my first listing. What do I do? How do I, get this thing up and running? What should I be doing? And it's just boom, checklist. All the top teams in the group just sharing literally exactly what they do. This is a culture of sharing and collaboration. We had another one not too long ago. Danny Gould is newer to the group, came on and said, hey, I've been sending this postcard, sent this postcard 12 times to like 10,000 people. I've gotten 0 responses. We said, Danny, why don't you pull your postcard up? Let's check it out. And we pulled it up, and I mean, we just kind of destroyed him and tore his postcard apart and told him how crappy his postcard was. But then we also built him back up and showed him how to build a better postcard, and took a new postcard, same list that he'd already hit 12 times. Now on the 13th time, he hit that exact same list. He had nearly 25 people respond. Went from 0 responses 12 times to 25 in one mailing. That's what you get with this group. You're getting all the highest level people in the country sharing what's working for them, because these are all people who are actively producing and crushing it in their respective markets. Every Tuesday, you've got a power hour with Jay Kinder. This is the one that I like to hop on and learn from, because Jay has done things that I haven't done in this business, and is amazing and brings a unique approach to things. He's one of the best pure salespeople I've ever met, regardless of industry, especially in real estate, though. So you got him every Tuesday that you get to bounce your questions and your thoughts and your ideas off of. Every Wednesday, we do an Expert Mentors Live where somebody from the group steps up and shares their superpower with the group. So you've got a Tina Call down in North Carolina selling hundreds of homes a year, sharing her listing presentation. You got a Julie DeRoche up in Minnesota doing 400 plus deals a year without buying an internet lead, crushing it with their database, sharing exactly how she does it. So you're getting that every Wednesday. You've got Coffee and Coaching with John Kitchens every Thursday. He's the head coach for Jay Kinder and Michael Reese's company. Then we've got quarterly in-person masterminds. The next one we've got coming up is in August. I'd love for you to attend this if you are available. Reach out to whoever invited you here today. They'll give you more details on it. But we've got a mastermind happening in Dallas, Texas, headlined by freaking Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is speaking at one real estate event this year that I know of. And it's not a Compass event. It's not a Sotheby's event. It's not a Keller Williams event. It's not an eXp event. It is a Brent Gove event. Brent Gove is an agent within eXp who is fitting a 7-figure plus bill to bring Tony Robbins to his event to share with everybody in his group. Like, that's what you get in this company, is somebody willing to fit a 7-figure bill to hire Tony freaking Robbins to come share with the group, to make sure that everybody walks away inspired and motivated to finish the year super strong. That's what you get with this group. And so you're probably saying, well, why? Like, why are all of these people willing to do this? Like, this doesn't make sense. Why would Becky Garcia share her checklist? Why would Kenny Fast share his checklist? Why would Brent Gove, stroke a 7-figure check to bring Tony Robbins to Dallas? And it's because of this amazing thing called revenue share. And so I'm assuming I still get hit up with these texts and these emails, and I'm assuming you do too, where people are like, come to eXp, get rich quick, revenue share, it's great. You're going to get, make all this money and live on a deserted island. No, probably not. But what you are going to get is you're going to get all of these people that I've mentioned to you willing to pour into you at a level like anything you've ever seen before. And the reason for that is that every single time you close a transaction, the person who sponsored you and the person who sponsored them 7 levels above you are sharing in the revenue that you bring into the company. Now, here's a beautiful thing. When you bring revenue in the company's goal is to share that revenue 50-50 with the agents. So every time you close a transaction, 7 people are going to get a piece of that revenue, and the company's going to get a piece of that revenue. Well, guess what? When you close a deal, you bring in revenue and that revenue gets shared with me. Guess what I want to do? I want to help you generate more revenue. I want to help you grow a team, and I want to help your team generate more revenue. We have an alignment of interest to where the more I help you and your team, the more I help myself, because we have an alignment of interest. This doesn't exist in a typical brokerage, right? In a typical brokerage, if I'm on the phone and I see you walk by, I'm closing the door because I don't want you to hear my conversation. I'm sure some of you guys have experienced something like this in your current brokerage, right? Because why would somebody want to help you? Why would somebody be willing to let you hear their conversation? Why would somebody invite you into their office like Dan and I do on a regular basis? Why would somebody do that if there wasn't something in it for them? Well, eXp's created that via this revenue share. There's something in it for us. We want to pour into our group because the way that we win is when you win. And so we want to do everything in our power to help you win. And then the beautiful part of this is you have the same exact opportunity. So now as you attract other agents into this company, you're incentivized to help them grow and to help them win. And the more you help them win, the more you win. So this culture of collaboration, this culture of sharing is created because of this magical revenue share opportunity that's out there. Is it possible for you to build up a massive amount of passive income for yourself? It is. If that's something you choose to do and you have a passion for helping and educating, collaborating and sharing, the opportunities are endless. But this is the true magic of this company. In addition, you've got equity opportunities. eXp, it's a publicly traded stock. It's on the NASDAQ stock exchange. Feel free to check it out. The beautiful thing within this company is that every year when you close your first transaction, they're going to give you a couple $100 worth of stock in the company. They're just going to say, here you go, Patricia. Thanks so much. We appreciate you. Here's a little stock to say thank you. When you hit your cap annually, they're going to give you $400 worth of stock in the company. When you attract an agent into the company, they close their first transaction, they're going to give you $400 of stock in the company. If you crush it in this company and earn icon status, depending on the market that you're in, this is usually 25 to 30 transactions. If you're hitting that number, and we'll talk more about that, but if you're hitting that icon status, you have the opportunity to earn up to $16,000 in stock, which is conveniently the amount that the cap is with the company. So the cap that you pay in, you actually have the opportunity to earn it all back in the form of stock. And the beautiful part of this is they give you half of it just for hitting the production standard. And then the other half of it, they want you to give back to the other agents in the company. They want you to attend the conferences so that we can make sure we're sharing what's working for us with the other agents in the company and pouring back into them. Again, creating this culture of collaboration where we all lift each other up. And then lastly, you have an agent equity program, or what some might refer to as a stock purchase program. And this is where every single time you close a transaction, they'll take a piece of the commission, put it into an account for you. And then at the end of the month, they'll buy stock for you at a 10% discount. this is pretty cool. I literally just fit the bill for the entire down payment on my dream home because of this. So this is a really cool opportunity where everybody in this company has some ownership in it. Well, guess what? That's why we're all so damn passionate about this company. That's why we all love this company. And so people say, like, what's the negative? What's the downside of eXp? We can't shut up. We can't stop talking about it. We love to talk about it because we all have some ownership in it. And we all have a vested interest in helping others within the company grow and succeed. And so our worst thing is we can't shut the hell up. And if that's the worst part about our company, I think we're doing pretty damn good. Let's talk a little bit more about the education. Any given week, you're looking at 60 plus hours of live training that's happening. This is on top of everything I've already told you about. This is all happening at a corporate level. So every single week, you've got 60 hours of live training that's happening. Here's just a snapshot of a single day. Again, this is one day worth of training inside of eXp World. You've got a class on content creation. If you just never met me before, this is something I love. I'm all about creating content. I love doing things where I can create content today one time and have that content work for me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the rest of my life. It's a fantastic way to duplicate yourself. We got a course, these icon courses. These are courses that are taught by the people in the company doing 25 to 30 plus transactions. So you've got one of the icon agents doing their part to give back and sharing the 90-day action plan that they use in their business. You've got the Fast Start series. These are really cool, as this is geared towards those of you that are newer to the real estate industry. They have a 14-part course that teaches you all the fundamentals of getting up and running as a real estate agent. So on this day, there's a real estate lead generation fundamentals course. There's a social media mastermind. Then there's a lead conversion fundamentals course. And then one of my favorites, the Icon Mastermind, which is where they get a bunch of the Icon agents. Again, the agents doing 25, 30 plus deals a year, getting together and just masterminding with each other in front of you. You get to be a fly on the wall in the room, learning from some of the top agents in the company. And again, this is a single day of training at eXp. This is not a week. This is not a month. This is a day. This is like what you get by going to, other companies' big conference that they do once or twice a year. Like, you're getting this on a daily basis within eXp. It's truly amazing. You've heard me mention eXp World a few times. This is the virtual world that we all get to play in and where all of this education happens. So we can do these large scale meetings on a regular basis. All the training and everything is in there. The cool part about this is where traditional companies, like I mentioned, do their big conference 1 or 2 times a year. They can only do it that often because the problem is everybody's got to get on planes and they've got to go fly to some city, and we got to rent out a convention center and block off hotel rooms and do all this crazy stuff. Like, we don't have to. We just do it in the cloud. It's easy for us. When COVID hit, we didn't skip a beat. We were able to run all of our conferences as scheduled, like nothing changed, because we were built for it. Within eXp World, you got specialized departments. You got a transaction room, a broker room, so you can get support on demand when you need it. There's a tech support room you can go into. So if you're having issues with any of the company tech, they'll take your computer over and fix it for you. You can collaborate with your team, all the trainings, tons of stuff happening inside of eXp World. We are a company that has a heavy focus on technology, being cloud-based. That's only logical, right? So eXp is just the tip of the spear. On top of having a great system like eXp World, eXp understands that you're a realtor. You want to do some deals. You need to get some leads if you're going to close some deals. So one of the cool things is they've lined up a partnership with OpCity, where when you join this company, you reach out to your state broker, let them know that you want to get OpCity turned on, and they will literally start flowing leads to you as soon as you join the company. And if you're not familiar with OpCity, this is a division inside of Realtor.com. Realtor.com has learned that they would prefer to generate the lead, let their own ISAs nurture that lead until they're ready to talk to you, and then live transfer that lead over to you. The cool part of this program is there's no upfront fee. These are purely paid a success fee when you close a transaction. Huge fan of OpCity. So in addition to helping you generate those leads at no upfront cost, they're going to give you a really killer platform that's going to help you, one, generate your own leads and manage all the leads that you do have. And that platform is KV Core. If you've been in the industry for a little while, you might have heard of a system called Conversion. Well, Conversion and InsideRealEstate.com got married and had a baby, and that baby is KV Core. And this system, this is going to be your website on the front end. So this is where you can drive traffic to. This is what you put on your business cards, on your signs, all of that. Consumers can come on here. They can search homes for sale. You can have a blog, all kinds of fun stuff on here and articles. It's also going to be the back end for you. You can generate leads. There's all kinds of cool stuff you can do on the back end where you can build squeeze pages and landing pages and the property boosts. I've heard amazing stories of people having success where they get a new listing, they use the property boost feature and generate a ton of leads for themselves. So these are going to help you both generate the leads and manage the leads too, because this is where you're going to come, you're going to be able to see all the properties that your leads are searching on your website. You're going to see who you need to call, why you need to call them, your task list, all your calendar. This is where you're going to really be able to see everything that's happening inside of your business. The year that we implemented a platform like this was the year we went from 82 transactions to 242 transactions. So having a platform like KV Core is massive. And this is something that would normally cost you hundreds of dollars a month. But by being a part of eXp, this is included for you. In addition to having a really solid front end, you need a solid back end. Once you're getting these deals under contract, you need a good system to manage them. And so they found one of the best systems out there in SkySlope. When we were independent, I was my own independent broker previously. This thing was like $700+ a month because it's that good of a system. And now I get it for free by being here. And I love this system. So there's 3 key components to SkySlope. Number 1, this is where you're going to manage all of your transactions. This is where you're going to know all of what's happening inside of your business. How many do you have closing this month? How many active? How many pending? All that fun stuff. You're going to upload all your documents, submit your commission disbursement instructions. All of that's going to go in here. It has a digital signature program built into it called DigiSign. So you can also utilize this to handle getting your agreements signed and disclosures and all of that. And then my favorite part of it is the task management side of SkySlope, where you can build out task plans, kind of like the ones I was just telling you about that were shared on the mastermind. You could now take those task plans from Kenny, from Becky, from Joe, from all these top performing agents, take that task plan, put that here into SkySlope. And now when you do get that new listing, you trigger that new listing task plan, and it makes sure that you do all of the tasks that are required to crush it with that listing. So that is one of my favorite parts of the whole system in SkySlope. And what I like about SkySlope versus some of the other systems out there is it has what are called relative dates. So you could say, hey, trigger this task 1 day after I sign the listing agreement. Trigger that task 3 days before the listing goes live. Trigger the next task 2 days after it goes live. Trigger the next one 5 days before closing. It's freaking awesome. Next up is eXp really cares about the health of their agents. I've seen a lot of brokers that don't seem to care about this, but eXp cares about your health and wants to make sure that you and your family are covered. And so they lined up a healthcare opportunity, which agents that I've seen switch over to eXp's healthcare plan are saving hundreds of dollars a month, thousands of dollars a year. So something really cool that you can look into and get a quote and just compare, what's your current coverage look like versus coverage with them. I've got, agents on my team saving $200, $300, $400 a month. I know Dan Beer's got some of his team saving like $800 or $900 a month. That makes a big difference. That's like a whole nother commission just with the money they're saving on the healthcare. Let's hit the fees real quick. First and foremost, there's no desk fees, royalty fees, or franchise fees. We are not a franchise. We are one nationwide company. So it doesn't matter what state you're in. It's the same everywhere because it's one company. It's an 80-20 split, $16,000 cap. That means that once you have paid $16,000 into the company, you go to 100% commission until your anniversary year. You just pay a cap transaction fee. In addition to that, the other cost is $149 startup fee, $85 a month for the cloud brokerage fee. That gets you eXp World, that gets you KV Core, that gets you SkySlope, that gets you the opportunity for those OpCity leads. $25 per transaction broker review fee, $40 per transaction risk management fee, and that risk management fee caps out at $500 a year. If you were running a team, your team members would be on a half cap, which would put them on an $8,000 cap. And if you run a very large team, it's what we refer to as a mega icon team. This means you have 11 plus team members, you do 175 plus transactions and 40 plus million in volume. 11 team members and 175 plus units and 40 million plus in volume. All 3 of those we could qualify you for a mega icon team, which would then reduce that cap for your team members down to $4,000, or what we refer to as a quarter cap. And last thing I want to leave you guys with is success leaves clues. This is Megan Niles. She was with one of the big brokerages out there prior to joining us. In her first full year with them, she did 6 transactions, which is not a bad first year as an agent. But had bigger goals and decided to align with our group at Fast Forward. And Megan came in, she's mom, husband's a combat veteran. Megan came in her first full year with eXp, her first calendar year, she's on track to do over 30 transactions with us. She is somebody who is very plugged into her group. She's somebody who we point her in a direction and she freaking runs. This girl's amazing and she's on track to do some pretty epic things in this industry. So we're super excited to have somebody like her in the group. And we've got somebody like Jeremy Larson as well. We met Jeremy a few years back, 2018. He had done 9 million as a solo agent that year and had a goal to build out a team. And in 2019, he had gone from 9 million, started building his team, went to 30 million. 2020, grew his team a lot, went to 100 million. And this year in 2021, he's on track to do over $200 million in production. This guy is on every mastermind, is at every event, and whatever we tell him to do, he does. Because if you want to know the road ahead, ask somebody who's been there before. These two ask questions all the time. They know that, why do I need to reinvent the wheel? If there's people in this company that are already doing 200 million, let me ask them, because I'm going to get to 200 million a lot faster if I ask the person who's been there before. If I want to do 30 transactions in my second full year, ask the person who's done that before. That's how you get ahead. That's how you fast forward hitting those goals that you've set for yourself. So I'm going to open it up for questions. Before I do, I want to make sure that I invite you to our upcoming Monday morning mastermind. It is every Monday, 10 a.m. The link to hop on there is zoom.fastforwardmovement.com, zoom.fastforwardmovement.com. The password for this upcoming Monday is avocado. So love for you to join us on the upcoming one this Monday. If you want the recording from this last Monday, which was arguably the best one we've ever had, reach out to whoever it was who invited you to be on this today, and they will get you the link to the recording of that one, because it was absolute fire. Again, I appreciate all of you guys being on here. Look forward to seeing you on the mastermind on Monday. Again, reach out to the person who invited you. They'll happily answer any questions you have. They can also get your recording to the mastermind from last Monday. Have an awesome day, guys.